Well, happy Memorial Day to you all. This is Tenacious Earl with a Ten-acious Baseball League game between the Marlins and the Orioles. A quick note, I tried to play, actually, I played this game yesterday, and I made a mistake. I got too quick. I was trying to rush. I made a mistake and actually used the wrong pitcher somehow, wrong starting pitcher. So I think this is my first do-over game. I'm not going to say how the first one went because I consider it to be invalid. I had used Yovani Gallardo in the previous game for the Orioles, and somehow I made a complete blunder and used him for this game as well. Or for the previous iteration of this playing. So also trying a little bit of different format. So I'm going to try it again here, where I'm going to try and get everything on the screen, trying to save maybe a little bit of time. So let's see if this works out. But I was in a bit of too much of a rush yesterday, and it affected my playing style. So I'm hoping maybe this will be a little bit different. So let's try this again. Playing this, I'm live streaming, but it's going to be private until I make it public here. So won't have an audience. Going to be focused on trying to get this game played and trying to make it good and quick, but fair and fun. So we'll see who comes out on top here. Miami 15-9 leading the league. Orioles at 11-13, trying to get back to 500. They got to claw back. So here we go. Be right back here in a second with Miami at Baltimore, game one of this series, the final series of the first half for both of these teams. The other thing about that game is that I forgot to unmute my microphone, so that was the other problem with that. And I've got to make a quick change here to my camera settings because it's got on autofocus, which is going to cause a problem. Okay, so let's get rolling here. In that video, I did not mention the lineups. I hope you can see them here. So it's Fernandez against Wright instead of Fernandez against Gallardo. I had already come up with the ballpark effects, which were it's not a nice night in Baltimore. It's going to be sixes for the singles and 11 and 8 for the home runs. And these are the same lineups that went last night. Wright, also a right-hander like Gallardo. So I'm just going to kind of go through them. I want to keep my narration to a bare minimum. I'm trying to kind of make it a quick game here, so let's give it a roll. And so that is going to be a fly ball to center field for the first out. And that's a walk for Yelich. Ballpark single chance for Bohr. But it's a 1-6 and it's a 16, so that'll be a liner to second. Oops, it's not right. There. So now the runner at first with 2 outs for Stanton. 5-5. Ground ball to shortstop. So Machado at short. Well, it's leaning. We're going to roll it again. 6. He will get to it since he's a 2. And so we will say U6. Fielder's choice. Okay, so Adam Jones. It's a fly ball to center field. Ozuna 3. Gets to it. E16. Wait, no, not E6. In 8. The play is made. Yeah. Kim strikes out. Kim got injured in the game that I played yesterday, so he gets a reprieve from that. That's a 2-out single for Manny. Brings up Chris Davis. That's a ballpark single for Chris Davis, 1-6. And that's a 4. So first and second for Trumbo. 2 away. Righty 6-2, and Fernandez strikes him out to end the threat. Second inning. Realmuto. That's a single. First hit for the Marlins. Wright's good at holding runners, so Wieters has a good arm behind the plate. So Realmuto is going to be held, but kept close. Righty 6-10. That's a grounder to third base. Flaherty 3E14. 3-7. Probably an advance, and it is. The runner will advance to second. The only play is at first. E14 and an 11. And the throw gets there in time. So Ozuna reaches on a fielder's choice. Now it's Jeffrey Perez because Hechavarria is injured. 8, that's a double. And so that's going to score Realmuto, and that will bring in the first run. Miami leads 1-0. Rojas. So a potential passed ball. Wieters has a 0 passed ball rating, so 1 out, runner at second. 4-3 fly ball to left field. Kim 4E3. 4-12 is it's going to be a fly ball A as long as he makes the catch. He is an E3, and a 15 is an error, a 2-base error. E3 and 15 is a 2-base error, so E7, the run will score. It's 2-0. Brings up Fernandez. Strikes out. Top of the order, Prado with a runner in scoring position. 2 outs. Clutch results are in effect now. .311 is a grounder to first base, and we will have that be a 3-1 putout. 2 on the board for the Marlins in the top of the second. Wieters 6-11. Batting from the left, that's a fly ball to right. Stanton 3, E6, 3-20. He gets to it. That's a 12. He will make the play. Jonathan Scope. It's a grounder to shortstop. Perez with the assist, and Flaherty strikes out. Third strikeout for Fernandez. 2-0 Marlins, top of the third. Here's Yelich. Draws his second walk of the game. 1,000 OBP in this one so far. Brings up Bohr. That's a grounder to shortstop. Could be 2. Machado 2 E23. They are having to hold Yelich and Bohr, so this is going to make him a 3 E23. 3 and 8. And he is, that's going to be a base hit. If it didn't, he is responsible for holding a runner. Left-handed batter, runner on first baseman and shortstop, so he will get a single, no error, but that'll be first and second with 1 out. So Stanton, 2 on, nobody out, and potential wild pitch, 1-5, and it's leaning. No wild pitch. 1-9. That one is gone. 5-0. Stanton goes deep. 3-run homer for the big guy. Nobody out. 1 more run and Mike Wright would lose his effectiveness. 6 runs over. That's a walk. 6 runs over 2 innings, so that's 5-2 right now. Ozuna with a runner on first, and it's leaning, so we have to re-roll. Well, that's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. There's Perez. That's another double. Hopefully Hechavarria gets back, because this guy seems to get 1s every time he comes up. And we had a 1 for Stanton as well. So Rojas now with 2 outs and a runner at second. 6-6 righty. Yeah, that's going to be another run, and that's only a double, not a triple, but still that's going to score Perez. And now Fernandez. So Wright just looking for an out. He's going to lead off the next inning. I don't know if he can continue, but. And 2-4. That's another. It's going to be another double unless it's a 20. That's 7 in. It brings up Prado. See what kind of what's Worley? Worley he's rested, so he could go as a long reliever here. Runner at second. 2 outs. They batted around. That's a grounder to short, and that will get the Orioles out of misery. That's a 5 spot in this inning. 7-0. Well, they're going to stick with Wright for now. Kind of early to be removing him. 4-4. Batting from the right. Fly ball to center field. Ozuna. Okay, well, that's going to be a double, I think. Nope, a single. Maybe an error. Ozuna is an E6, and that's 16. No, Ozuna gets away with it. Only a single. Looked like it was going to be worse than that. So now Jones. Could be a wild pitch, 1 to 11. Nope, 20. "5-9" righty is a strikeout. Kim up now. That's a grounder to short. That's going to be 6-4-3 on a ground ball A. And that erases the runner going to the fourth. Mike Wright is tired, or has lost his stuff. And it's going to be Yelich leading off again this inning. That's a strikeout. And there's another double for Bohr, the lefty. 5-6. The man of the hour, Stanton. Can't let Wright go too much longer. 5-8 righty and a walk, and they've seen enough. They're going to go to the bullpen. It's going to be Vance Worley. Three and a third innings for Wright. So Vance Worley comes in to try and keep this from getting completely out of hand. It's already out of hand. First and second, 1 out. Love to get him to turn it over here. Realmuto. Get him to turn it over into a double play and get out of this inning. 4-7's a fly ball to center field. And that will be a play made there by Jones. And now Ozuna. .512, a grounded at first. Chris Davis not holding Stanton on. 1-11. 1-1. He's still going to get to it. Orioles. Orioles with a break there. Could have been anybody else, but it's. And then a 4 on an E11. I don't know if that's going to. Maybe they do lose their luck there. Oh, they get the play. Wow. 3-1. They keep it at 7-0. Worley waves his magic wand. Okay, Manny Machado, 1 for 1. 5-7's a strikeout. Chris Davis. 5-6, a lefty is a strikeout. Trumbo. 4-8 righty is a strikeout. Strikes out the side. Fernández. Here's Perez. See if he gets another 1 roll. No, it's a 3-7. That's a single on a 1-5. He could be 3 for 3 if he gets a. About ready just to give him the ground out, but we're going to stick by the result. Now Rojas with Perez at first. Well, that's going to be a force at second. 5-4. Brings up Fernández, who is throwing very well. He'll be up. He's going to swing away. Could be a wild pitch, 1-7. Nope. 4-4 righty. Fly ball to center field. Jones 2-2. 2-11. And then a 7 on E2. He's going to make the play. Second out, no advancement for Rojas. Now Prado. 18 on the D20. No. 6-5 righty is strikeout. So Worley. works out of trouble. Wieters. Lefty 4-5 is a strikeout. 4 in a row now for Fernandez. Scope. 6-5 righty grounded to shortstop. Perez 4E48, 4 and 9. I'll have to check the rating there. And an 11 on an E48, so this is his big issue. So 4 and 9, that's a G3, so it is a ground out as long as he converts. And 11 on an E48 is a play made. Scope is retired. Now Flaherty. Unless he can get a single, Worley will be back in. And a fly ball left on that one. 2-8. Yeah, 2-8. Fly ball left. 1-2-3 inning. Going to the 6th. Worley back out. This will be... No, this won't be his inning of relief. If he gets one more... Actually, after this out, it will start, I believe. So here's Yelich. 4-8 lefty. That's a problem. Probably a single, and it is. 7-0 Marlins. I forget to mention what the score is. 6-11, which is an injury roll for Worley. So that's a ballpark single. That is going to be a single. But he'll stay in the game with that 3 roll. Pitcher is okay. First and second, nobody out. Stanton, potential wild pitch, 1-7. It's a 20. He walks, the base is loaded, so... all sorts of trouble here for Worley. They're going to play with the infield corners in. Only they'll take 2 if it goes to the middle infielders. Another 4-6 for a righty. That's another walk. I feel like I didn't shake them well enough. So it's Realmuto anyway. But trying to get through this without having to use another guy. I'm gonna give him. They're gonna get McFarland warming up, lefty. One more batter. Bases look potential wild pitch. This will be a wild pitch this time, I'm sure. Oh no. 3-8. Oh, there's a strikeout. So now he could start to get tired. Here's Perez, the guy who can't get out. Everybody's at double play depth. They're going to try and turn 2 here if they can. 1-8 double. The guy gets ones or doubles, one's or the other. Just never fails. Or a single on a 1-5, and it goes. My word, this guy is done. I'm going to bring back Hechavarria after this game because it doesn't seem right. Something seems wrong about it. And at this rate, he should have played the rest of his career and been a Hall of Famer. Just need to be quiet. All right, Worley's done. Kind of annoying. It's annoying when the dice do stupid things. And that's what the dice are doing here. So Flaherty, we're going to have to do a double switch. Sometimes the dice do stupid things because they're material things. So Paul Janish is going to come in here, play third base. Shouldn't bother me, but it does because it feels like it's screwing up a project when it works like that. I feel like if I just did computer dice rolling, it would be random and you wouldn't see as much of this junk. But because I feel like, you've gotten Stanton with ones, you got Perez with ones. So when you get, and that's got to be on Strat too. They got to make sure when they make their cards that they aren't. I mean, it's tough because if you make them random, it shouldn't make a difference. But I don't know. I feel like, anyway, I guess I sound like I'm rambling a little bit here, but just kind of seems fishy. Like you put a team with multiple guys that are well stacked. Seems like most of the guys are well stacked in one column, and then it just keeps hitting because you've got bad dice or whatever. But I guess you're gonna have a third of your players with it because it's kind of the way it works out. So Worley went 2 innings only, even though it felt like 4. And it's gonna be TJ McFarland, the lefty. So Rojas, righty-lefty matchup. Just trying to get somebody with some. So 311 ballpark single. Can we see a high roll here? We do. That's a liner to shortstop. And well, the thing is, when you have a good card like Fernandez, it almost doesn't matter. Could be a wild pitch, 1-8. Nope. Got a good card, it doesn't make too much of a difference. So 2-10, that's a single. They're going to let Perez score. He's a 17 anyway. They're going to throw into second base. And they hit around again. Oh, also Realmuto scores. I guess 7-7. Yeah, that would have been Fernandez with 2 runs batted in. It's interesting that the pitcher doesn't have a potential to mess up in the clutch, but everybody else does. So here is Prado with runner at first, 2 outs. And that's going to be more runs. And we're batting around, so 5-7, that's going to be a 1-3 double. It's a 7, it's a single. Well, maybe not more runs, but it is a 2-base advance. But it does mean I've got to go to the next column. Yelich is up again. What does that make it? 12? We had 7 before this. First and third, 2 away. Can the Orioles find an out? They walk Yelich. Actually, no, they don't walk him. He singles, and that scores another run. It's lefty-lefty. 1 base advance, but that brings in Fernandez. So now 13, and Bohr. Lefty 5-8, grounder to second base, can scope 2E8. Take care of this. So they'd have to hold the runner on. This is a lefty though, so still 2E8, 2-20. He gets there, and a 14 on an E8. I think that gets the job done, but let's double check just to be sure. And the play is made. So that is 6 more runs across. That's 13-0. So Fernandez, he took a nap before his at bat. Now Janish, his first at bat. Ground to third base. 1 out. Jones strikes out. This is Fernandez's inning of weakness. Not saying that for any particular reason other than it is. 3-10, walks. And Manny Machado. Righty 5-12, that's a ground to third base. Prado 2-10, 2-16. He gets to it. And the play is made to retire the side. Still nothing on the board for the Orioles. So McFarland stays in here. Face Stanton. Righty 6-5, fly ball to right. Caught. I'm going to keep going in this column to try and save some space. Realmuto. 3-10, grounder right back to McFarland. Now Zuna. And a grounder to shortstop. Retires the side. So good time for a 1-2-3 inning. Going to the 7th inning stretch and kind of get back on to. I'd like one to finish a game in under 40 minutes, but when you get 13 runs, it's 13-0 Marlins. It not easy. So Chris Davis up facing Fernandez. 1-9 strikes him out. It's a shame that Chris Davis didn't have any ones. He can't get a 3. Trumbo, can he get a 2 here? 2-8, that's a strikeout. If it was 2-9, he'd have a decent chance at a homer. 2-6 would have had a great chance at a homer. Actually would have been 100%. But that's the way the cards work. Wieters, 3-10. There's the 3 that Davis needed. That's a pop out to the third baseman to retire the side. I think Fernandez will bat again here in the top of the 8th. And McFarland is going to be relieved for, I'm going to go with Audrey Sommer Despagne. McFarland went an inning in 2/3. He'll face Jeffrey Perez, switch hitter. 4-9 against batting from the left. 1-2 would be a normal home run. He's weak power, so. And finally, they get him out on a fly ball to right. Miguel Rojas, 13-0 Marlins. And it's a grounder back to Despagne. And Fernandez will hit. 5-6 righty. That's a double. He is 3 for 5. Now Prado up. 3-11. That's a grounder back to Despagne again. That retires that half of the 8th. 1 left. Fernandez looking to get through Scope. Actually, not Flaherty. The pitcher spot in Janish. So here is Scope. Pops out to short. Will be a pinch hitter. Alvarez. Catcher X. I haven't had a Catcher X roll in a long time, it seems like. So, Catcher is Realmuto, 2E2, 2-18. That's a grounder that he should field. E2 and 6. Two, 3 put out. Alvarez retired, and now it's going to be Janish. Righty 4-6. That's a strikeout. We may have Fernandez try to complete the game here. So, Despani is. We got Yelich Bohr. I'm going to go with Oliver. No. Zach Britton. Might as well use the closer. He hasn't been used in a little while. See if he can get an inning without consequence. He's facing two lefties. 5-10 lefty. That's a fly ball to center field. Next up, Justin Bohr. 3-7. It's a 1-6 strikeout, or 1-6 single. Otherwise, it's a grounder. And that's a grounder to first. So, let's say U3. And now Stanton against Britton. Power on power. 1-8. That's a ballpark home run. 1-8. Or no, 1-8. Right-handed hitter. It's leaning. I'd like to take the 19 that was laying there, but yeah, still going to stay in the park. So no 2-home run game for Stanton. All right, Fernandez, he's going to try and close this out. Jones, they're going to have they'll have Dunn and Ellington warming up here just to try and close this guy out. Righty 4-5, that's a strikeout. Jones 3 out of 4 strikeouts. The other was a flyout, so 0 for 4. Hyun-Soo Kim. Lefty 5-4. Catcher X again. Realmuto 2 and 2 is going to be a ground out. Nobody on base, or else it'd be a chance for a wild pitch, and that is another 2-3, and it's going to be Machado with the last chance here. 6-3 righty, fly ball to left. Yelich 1-7, and that is your ball game. 3-hit shutout for José Fernández. He goes the distance. 13-0 is your final here from Camden Yards. Marlins destroy the Orioles. They show you how it is done. Clobber them. You got Stanton with a 3-run homer. The big hit. A lot of doubles. Perez with a 4 for 5 game. Nice outing there for him. And so I'm going to just go ahead and turn this around and just say apologies for getting a little bit out of my comfort zone a little bit during that game. Sometimes things just kind of happen and you react the way you react. But an interesting game in that you've got a pitcher going the distance. So that kind of counteracts the Orioles not being able to pitch much at all. But yeah, that's quite all right. So hold on, I got to do this in the right order. Okay. So I'm just putting my cards back together. I'll probably try to broadcast another game later today. This was a nice, quick game. May try to be a little bit more deliberate in the next one, so it kind of like gives me a little chance to breathe instead of kind of like feel like things can be in a little bit of a pressure cooker when trying to be fast. But truth be told, the previous game that I played out of this one, I will tell you what the score was. It was 13-10. Marlins won that one as well, so they get 13 runs in both these games, which may be indicative of how Gallardo with a 5.42 ERA, Mike Wright with a 5.79 ERA in the season. You know, these cards are pretty much, you know, let's see, what do we got? A little over a hit an inning for Wright, a little over a hit an inning for Gallardo, about half walks. Wright doesn't give up as many walks, but kind of indicative that maybe the cards do work out the way they're supposed to, although I think you're going to see some games where you have Wright not being quite so problematic, as well as Gallardo. But okay, I'm going to close this down since I wanted this to be a quick video, and we're at about 45 minutes. So for a 13-run game, it's pretty good. So 13-0 Marlins win. If you could hit like, I would really appreciate it, especially if you have enjoyed watching this. Again, a little later today, maybe look for a live stream of another game here on the Ten-acious Baseball League on Tabletop Baseball Plus. So until next time, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend, and hope to see you soon.